Small purchases, big bite. Why processor fees hurt low-priced products most? That 3-mini guide loses a much bigger slice to fees than your $300 course. Here's the math and how to price around it. Every card payment carries two costs: a small percentage of the sale and a flat fixed fee that doesn't care how much you charged. On a $300 course, that fixed fee is a rounding error. On a $3 checklist, it can be a genuinely painful chunk of the price. Sometimes enough to wipe out most of your margin before you've paid for the hosting, the time you spent making it, or anything else. Creators selling low-ticket digital products almost never notice this until they look closely at what actually lands in their account after a big week of $2 and $4 sales. This is the math that explains why your cheapest product might be your least profitable one, and exactly what to do about it. The math nobody explains at checkout. Card processing fees are almost universally structured as a percentage of the sale, plus a small fixed amount per transaction. That fixed amount is the part that quietly wrecks low-ticket pricing. Picture two products, a 3-mini guide and a $50 course, running through an identical fee structure. On the course, the percentage portion dominates and the fixed piece barely registers. The effective rate might land close to the headline percentage. On the $3 guide, that same fixed fee is a much larger share of a much smaller number. The rate stays technically the same, but the effective rate, what you actually keep, swings hard against the cheap item. This is why two creators can quote the same fee percentage and have completely different experiences, purely because one sells $5 templates and the other sells $200 programs. Quick gut check. If you can't answer, what do I actually keep after fees on my cheapest product? Off the top of your head, that's the first sign your lowest price point needs a second look. Why creators fall into the cheap product trap? Low prices feel safe. A $3 checklist seems like an easy yes for a stranger scrolling past your bio link, and it often is. Conversion at that price can be genuinely great. The trap is assuming that a high number of sales automatically means healthy revenue. If a large share of your catalog sits at 2 to 5 price points, you can end up in a strange spot: busy, active, moving product, and still barely profitable once fees, time, and platform costs are accounted for. This is especially common with digital creators who started with free lead magnets, added a tiny paid tier just to test pricing, and never revisited it once the tiny tier became half their catalog. The fix isn't to abandon low-ticket products. They're genuinely useful for building an email list, seeding social proof, and giving hesitant buyers a low-risk first purchase. The fix is to be deliberate about which prices you let the fixed fee eat into, and to design your catalog so it isn't structurally dependent on your worst margin tier. 5 tactics that protect margin on cheap products. 1. Set a real price floor. Decide on a minimum price you'll ever charge for a standalone paid product. Many creators land somewhere around $5, $9, and stop going lower than that for anything you expect to actually generate revenue. Anything you attempted to price at $1 to $3 either becomes free, a lead magnet, full stop, or gets folded into something bigger. 2. Bundle small items into one checkout. 3 $4 templates sold separately trigger the fixed fee 3 times. The same 3 templates sold as one $12 bundle trigger it once. Bundling doesn't just raise your average order value, it directly reduces how many times the fixed fee tax applies per dollar of revenue. This is one of the simplest, highest leverage changes a creator with a crowded catalog of small products can make. 3. Round prices up, not down. The psychological difference between $2.99 and $5 is smaller than most creators assume, especially for impulse buys tied to a specific piece of content. Test rounding your cheapest items up meaningfully rather than nudging them by $1. You'll rarely see conversion collapse, and the margin improvement is immediate and permanent. 4. Use a low-ticket item as a tripwire, not the whole business. A cheap product works best as the first rung of a ladder that leads somewhere. A $7 checklist that upsells into a $47 template pack, which upsells into a $200 course. If the cheap item is doing its job, most of your revenue should ultimately come from the higher rungs, and the fixed fee barely touches those. 5. Track effective margin, not sticker price. Sticker price tells you what you charged. Effective margin tells you what you kept. Once a month, pull your actual payout numbers and check the real take-home on your 3 cheapest products versus your 3 most expensive ones. This single habit surfaces pricing problems long before they become a pattern. List every product priced under $10 and calculate its effective margin after fees. Set a hard price floor for any standalone paid product going forward. Bundle at least 2 small, related products into a single higher priced offer. Round any X $99, $90, $10 up to a cleaner, higher number and test it. Confirm your cheap product feeds an upsell path rather than standing alone. Check your payout report monthly, not just your sales count. A cheap product that doesn't lead anywhere isn't a starter offer. It's just a discount you gave yourself. Where store.fan fits into this. None of this math has anything to do with store.fan taking a cut on paid plans. store.fan runs on 0% platform fees, so every dollar of the fee conversation above is between you and your payment processor, not an extra layer on top. When you create your store, you connect Stripe in one click or add a PayPal email, and Apple Pay and Google Pay work automatically. Money goes straight to your own account. That means the pricing tactics above are the entire lever you have, and they're worth using well. Bundling in particular is easy to execute. Build a combined offer as one product. Price it deliberately above the price floor line, and let instant automatic delivery hand buyers everything at once. No separate checkouts, no repeated fixed fees. Want to see how a real storefront lays out a mix of low-ticket and premium offers side by side? A live example store shows the ladder in action. Worth remembering. Discount codes are great for urgency, but stacking a discount on top of an already thin low-ticket price can push effective margin uncomfortably close to zero. If you're running a sale on a $6, make sure the floor tactic above still holds after the discount is applied. FAQ. Key takeaways. A fixed plus percentage fee structure takes a much bigger bite, proportionally, out of low-priced items than high-priced ones. A $3 and a $30 product can pay nearly the same fixed fee in absolute terms, but wildly different fees as a share of revenue. Bundling, minimum price floors, and tiered pricing all reduce how often you trigger the fixed fee penalty. Rounding prices up slightly, from $2, for example, often barely affects conversion, but meaningfully improves margin. Paid store.fan plans run on 0% platform fees, so this math is entirely about your processor, not about store.fan taking a second cut. Start your creator store, free, at store.fan.